In today's video, we'll take a look at 3 heroes for every role in the mid-season 4 Overwatch 2, so you can level up your game and rank up as a result. Let's get started. Let's start off with tanks, and the first character I wanted to mention in this list of the insanely broken characters that you can rank up really fast right now is going to be Junker Queen. Look at that heal, by the way. I went from 30% HP to 100. Obviously, I was unaided, but still, the character is exceptionally strong. Obviously, there are time and place for the Junker Queen, as you don't want to force her on every single map because of her abilities and possibilities and limitations. I'm speaking about this in details in my 1 hour 15 minutes tank video, where I'm giving like the comprehensive guide, my vision of how you should play tanks, when you should play tanks, where you should play tanks. And TLDR, Junker Queen is really good on maps with push. Junker Queen is really good on maps with control point. Unfortunately, the maps with verticality are dominated by D.Vas and Winstons, and sniper maps are dominated by Sigma. If you have no idea what maps are they, you can watch the video to find out the answer. Junker Queen is exceptionally strong, but you are reliant on hitting your shots, you're reliant on hitting your knives, so make sure that you practice the character before you play it on a custom code. And after you play, let's say 100 games on her, you'll quickly realize how broken and fun she is. The second character in the tank category is going to be D.Va. I always had very mixed feelings about this character. At first, I hated her and I did not understand how to have any value on the character. And then I asked a few questions, got a few answers, and quickly realized that the character is exceptionally fun to play. Very versatile, super exciting and very mobile. You can move your model every 4 seconds to any direction you possibly want. You can punish aggression of enemy dive tanks, you can punish aggression of just enemy characters in general. You are exceptionally strong against certain team comps, against certain characters, and I will 100% make a 10-hour video on D.Va, as she was absolutely incredibly fun to play. And after you master her abilities and get the feeling of when to engage, when to disengage, how much damage can you apply, and do you want to like go in or not, you quickly realize that the character is super broken. Good luck in your D.Va domination games. The last tank in the category of insanely broken and exceptionally slept on is going to be Zarya, especially if you are below Masters level. Simply because people have no idea how to count to 2, which is exactly the amount of your bubbles. I feel like the character is exceptionally strong if you have a very good tracking abilities and understanding of the game, which is like every character is really good if you have that. But regardless, I feel like the tracking is one of the higher skill ceilings aiming in Overwatch, and if you can master it, it will definitely make your Zarya gameplay go from this character is somewhat decent to an absolute insanity. There are so many cool combinations, so many cool things that you can do with your teammates to get massive advantage. Grav plus a lot of ultimates, Grav plus a lot of abilities is usually a massive disaster for the enemy team. Going for the support role, and if you would ask me to play a single character for the rest of my life and never switch, I would say that this is gonna be Ana. Highest skill ceiling support in the game, with I feel like the highest impact and the highest carry potential. The fact that after some time and practice, I've spent about 30 hours on the character, you become massive disaster for the enemy team with your antis, with your sleeps, and the fact that I learned how to use them properly and be aggressive when necessary, apply pressure, make sure that I am constantly keeping my tank alive, simultaneously going for the squishes, is just making me such a valuable teammate. And every single time I'm playing tank, I wish I would have Ana just like me, who can land sleep darts, who can land antis, who can make space and apply pressure, which is exceptionally important in a 5 versus 5 environment of Overwatch 2. The character is hard. Again, it's difficult to master. You will be absolutely discouraged to play him, but trust me, Ana is going to be your best friend after some time. Give her a shot. The second support on the list is going to be Kiriko, and after watching Awkward's Unranked to Gem on Kiriko, I have completely changed my perception and approach of the character. Instead of just heal botting like an absolute idiot, I am going for more of a proactive playstyle when I'm constantly distracting enemies, constantly making sure that they are focusing on me instead of focusing on healing the teammates, instead of focusing on shooting my tank. And this worked exceptionally well. So you are going for the flank, and then you are trying to get some headshots, just like right here, and people are just not expecting you to be there, simply because the pressure is so insane. From the both sides, their little brains just cannot process the fact that you are behind them. As a Kiriko, this is just absolutely impossible in their picture of the world. So you can actually make the use of it and get value and get W's on Kiriko. Baptiste is gonna be the third character on the list, as it is one of my favorite characters in Overwatch in general. The fact that you can DPS, the fact that you can save players with lamp, the fact that you can heal everyone for massive amounts if they are stacked, is just making the character so fun and unique, as well as the window is such a great ability. Oh my god, look at that soldier! His boy just popped like a tomato, man. Character is absolutely incredible. If you can master his burst gun, he's gonna be your best friend, and oh my god, the amount of value I am getting with Baptiste sometimes is just absolutely through the roof. Here, for example, we are going for a hold, and Reaper is alive simply because I healed him from very, very far distance. And we are going for Symmetra there. And Benq is gonna die from cringe as well. Oy, 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 oy. Such a great character. Highly advise you to try him and get as many wins as you possibly can. First DPS I want to speak about is going to be Echo. She is one of the hardest characters with highest skill ceiling that you can possibly think of, as no matter how many hours you sink in, there is still room for improvement. You will still find ways to make yourself a lot more valuable than you were before. The character is not for everyone, and it might be quite discouraging to play her simply because of the difficulty. You will get constantly bombarded with double hit scan, you will constantly be countered, but if you'll find a way to outplay your opponents, Echo is gonna be your best friend. That's for a fact. The fact that she can be face-to-face kind of person as well as an assassin makes her playstyle very unique, and the fact that you can copy pretty much every character in the game is so clean, and I am just flabbergasted. I absolutely love playing Echo, one of my favorite characters in the game. Highly advise you to try her out and see if it's for you, and if you have the capacity to master this absolute beauty. My second DPS of choice is going to be Mei, and just like Miyamoto Musashi said, there are multiple ways to the top of the mountain. You can master Echo and fly up and play like an assassin, or you can take Mei and be a massive help for your tank. The fact that your whole kit is specifically aimed at absolutely diffing the enemy tank and making his life as miserable as possible is just such a funny thing to me. It always makes me smile when I play Mei and absolutely destroy everyone. Your favorite playstyle should be to hold choke points and trap opponents that are coming out of small cranked spaces with your wall, and just absolutely diffing them with your beam. Just like here, this guy thought he will be able to escape. No. The character is... I absolutely love playing Mei. Not only she is insanely overpowered, but she is fun and work as an off tank. Highly advise you to try her. to see amazing results. The final character of this list is very, very counterintuitive, Symmetra. You often never see this player in your ranked games and you have no idea how strong or weak she is, but when you do, and this is a good Symmetra, she can be one of the most annoying characters to play against. The turrets, you don't want to go through certain chokes, you don't want to enter certain rooms, simply because you understand that if you go one step further, you're gonna get absolutely burned by those just creatures of abyss, man. Bro, even thinking about this gives me like massive anxiety. Like, look at that turret. Oh my god, man. They are just literally gonna destroy everyone now. The wall is one of the greatest ultimates in the game, not only in the DPS role, and the fact that you can use your beam is just, oh my god, man. Symmetra is definitely a very, very strong pick in the current meta. You can make her work, and look at that Doom player. Oh, this guy thought he's safe. Well, not on my watch. Going for another wall. I don't know how to explain that. The character is just so good, especially on control point maps where you have that close distance advantage here. And this is the last clip. We are going for the kill on Symmetra, just to swag on the dude who tried to mimic me, but nothing really worked. Genji players are suffering tremendously against Symmetra simply because you can like burst him through deflect. Oh, man, I love this character. Try out Symmetra. Thank you very much for staying with me. See you in the next one. Take care.